Hey, what's up? We're right here at the busy Rock. You can see a lot of traffic passing, but we are with Chris, the All-American Weidman, fresh off your victory over Demian Maia. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Well, that was some fight. Now, you took that fight on really short notice, so a lot of people counted you out on that, but you came through.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably one of the toughest things I ever did. I'll never definitely do it again, but I'm happy I did it. You know, I had great people around me to support me and people who believed in me. You know, 32 pounds in 10 days, which somehow I did it. And I'm happy I did it. It paid off.
Well, you know what? Both of you guys were looking pretty gassed in there. And, you know, people expected that from you because the weight cut was really, really tough. You were kind of delirious at one point you were talking about. But what was the thing with Maia? Why do you think it was just your style that was wearing him out?
I mean, I'm always pressing forward, so I think it's going to – you guys can pass by. Yes, thank you. It's going to – you know, I'm always pushing forward, so I think I'm always going to have that you know, that type of style where I'm walking forward, trying to press on guys and get guys tired, even if I'm getting tired. You know, just based on my wrestling, you know, experience and stuff like that. So I think that was probably a big part. I kept pressing forward. I kept, you know, making him think and making him a little nervous, put him in situations where, you know, he had to think, which is going to get you a little tired. On top of it, I think he said in an interview where he kind of, you know, he overestimated his stand-up compared to mine. He thought he was probably going to, if he was on his feet, he was going to be dominant. And I think when it started going the other way a little bit, I think it threw him off and probably messed with him a little bit, got him more tired, and said crap, but he had to kind of switch up his game plans. So I think that probably had something to do with it too.
You know what? You know, talking about your stand-up skills, now we're here at the Ring of Combat, and the first time people got a real taste, you come from that wrestling background, but against Uriah Hall here, who's a fearsome striker, and you actually knock him down with that left hook. So Ray Longo, I guess, gets a lot of credit for that stand-up.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Longo, you know, he's in the gym with me all the time, working with me on my stand-up, and I love to get out there and, you know, and show some of the work that we do and let it pay off. So in the Ring of Combat, I got to show it a little bit, a couple of fights, and it was nice to show it a little bit in the UFC. I didn't get a knockdown or a knockout or anything like that, but with a full camp, if it's standing, I'll be looking for that, you know.
Right, and you know, and you could always take it to the ground. You know, you've got that option now. And against Maia, you know, his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's a black belt. Why did it exactly stay on the feet?
You know, I looked for my takedowns. I got my takedowns, and I was confident on the ground. If it was going to stay there, you could come by. You come by. Just go ahead. You know, I was confident on the floor if it did go there, but. When I did take him down during the fight, I took him down every single round, a couple times, I think, around. He got back to his feet. I wasn't 100% trying to keep him down hard because I'm beating him on his feet. I feel comfortable there. I felt like he couldn't really hurt me. I was winning the fight, so I got the points basically by taking him down. I'm on top. I'm getting him tired. He gets back to his feet. I wasn't worried there. In another case, if it was a striker and I felt uncomfortable on my feet, I probably would have really held him down and looked for submissions more. But in that case, there was no real reason to really test his jiu-jitsu and do anything with that. You know, I took it on short notice. I was trying to win that fight, and I felt confident on my feet. So,
well, you know, I think after the Alessio fight, people should kind of wake up to the fact that your striking is really good because you were hanging with him on the feet.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in myself. You know, my coaches believe in me, but whatever. People could think what they want to think. You know, I'm gonna go as hard as I can on my feet every time. I'm gonna go as hard as I can for my takedowns, as hard as I can for my submissions. You know, so it is what it is.
Well, during the fight, Joe Rogan described it as kind of a drunken barroom brawl. When you watch that later, what'd you think about that?
I mean, I'll be honest, it looked pretty bad in the third round, you know, but I kept my poker face on as far as me being tired all the way from the end of the first all the way through the second until the third round where my body just became all heart. You know, I took the fight on 10 days' notice. I wasn't in the best of shape to face a top 5 guy in the world to begin with, let alone cut the 32 pounds. So, you know, I went through a lot, and I kept that poker face on. I mean, I was tired until the third round where it really just – it became pretty blatantly obvious I was tired. You know what I mean? So.
Right. And now what's next? You know, Bisping fought Chael Sonnen for the chance at Anderson Silva. And what do you think about that fight?
I thought that was a great fight. I mean, I thought Chael Sonnen won the fight, but I thought it was a great fight. I thought Bisping, even though he lost, he looked good. You know, he showed a lot of good stuff in there. And Chael Sonnen's a tough guy to fight, and I thought he did pretty well. So as far as what's next, whatever, man, whatever the UFC thinks. I'm ready to you know, fight one of the contenders and hopefully get closer to getting that belt.
So you think if they said Anderson Silva coming up, I know you take the fight. How do you think you'd do against a guy like him?
I think with a full camp, I'll finish him.
Nice. All right. That's bold, people, right there. So, and you don't know exactly when you're going to be fighting again?
Yeah, obviously I'm not fighting Anderson Silva next, but if I was, that would be my prediction. I'm confident with myself, you know, that you have to be as a fighter. And obviously I have a lot of respect for Anderson Silva. I think he's awesome. But I don't know who I'm fighting next. I don't know when. I was hoping like May, because that's in Jersey and that's another Fox card. I would love to be on Fox again. But it's whatever the UFC, you know, wherever they feel I'm at, I'm down.
Well, you know, speaking of Fox, now that is a big platform for you, and you know you're live all over the United States, the world. So has your life changed? I mean, can you walk down the street? Do people recognize you? How does that go?
It actually, you know, I fought my last 3 fights before that were all on TV, Spike and Versus, and you know I'd be recognized here and there, very rarely. But after the Fox fight, it really became obvious to me that, you know, Fox is the real deal, man. I went to CVS, you know, the day I got back from the fight, and I was in CVS, and 2 guys just in CVS knew me who never, you know, met me before. They just happened to watch, and no relation to me at all. I was like, it was pretty cool. And then I got known in a bunch of places so far. You know, a lot of people recognize me, which is it's pretty cool. You know, it shows that Fox is the real deal, and the sport's really growing, and I'm glad to be a part of it. You know.
Yeah, I know what you're going through. The chicks are all over me all the time, and it's just like I want to be left alone.
That's true. Yeah, you know exactly what it's like. So it's the same thing.
So, all right, well, you know what? That was a great performance. I think, you know, a lot of MMA fans really now appreciate your skills, especially with that weight cut. So looking for big things from Chris Weidman.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the interview.